Grenada's ambassador to the Holy See, Mrs. Akima Paul Lambert, announced on Thursday on her social media platform that she has resigned as Grenada's ambassador. Lambert, who was offered the appointment by the former government in 2018, stated in her post that her firm belief is that each government should be given a clean slate with regard to diplomatic appointments. Following the election results on June 24th, she said she prepared her resignation letter and contacted the permanent secretary to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to inform her of her intent. Lambert also indicated that the present Prime Minister of Grenada was also notified of her resignation on June 29th via email. The ambassador's resignation comes not long after speculation that Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell will recall all diplomats and review diplomatic appointments in the coming weeks. Speaking to former PS in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, William Joseph, he explained that the recall of diplomats after a change in government is nothing out of the ordinary, especially when appointments are based on political affiliation.
Let me say that generally there are two classes of diplomats. It is very rare in our case in Grenada that we have career diplomats. That is to say, people who've had a career in the public service. We've tended to have mostly political people being appointed as diplomats. So one could see the implication right away. If your appointment is on the basis of your political allegiance, your political association, it means that when the regime changes, you really have no footing to stand on because you could no longer represent the government, the new government in the country. So normally, these persons, ambassadors, would be recalled. Very seldom people, resign as such.
Mr. Joseph elaborated on the process of becoming a diplomat for Grenada and how it can be affected by the change in government.
Typically, when you recall, it really signals generally that your tour of duty has ended. Because, as you remember what I said, especially if you're a political appointee, there's very little chance that the new administration is going to accredit you to another country because the whole question of trust and so on and the lack of a relationship with the new government so that you can't represent their interests, that is what would dominate the thinking. And so that your tour of duty effectively will come to an end via that route.
Prime Minister Mitchell made it clear during his swearing-in ceremony last Friday that he will bring an end to nepotism and that appointments will be based on merit. For GBN News, Janelle MacDonald.